Hello everyone, I'm Sergeant Drew, and this is my friend Mr. Poe. We're here at the airport with some of our friends who are waiting for their moms and dads to get off the plane, coming home after being gone for a long time. Mr. Poe has been working with everyone to help them make it through the deployment the best they know how. He suggested we make this program to help everyone understand what families can do to make getting back together again easier after a long separation. You know, Mr. Poe, our soldiers, airmen, sailors, Coast Guard, and Marines are very brave, and so are the families and friends who wait at home for them to return.
That's for sure. Most everyone wonders how things will be once they get back together again. Will things be the same as they were before, or different in some way? And what can we do to make things go well afterwards? We know that kids are affected by family separation and might be confused by the many changes that happen before and after their deployed family member returns.
Exactly. Most everyone has the same kind of problem with getting used to the family being back together again. That's normal. Children should know that they are not personally responsible when things don't go so well, and that every family has its own way of dealing with the changes they go through.
The stories you're about to see will explain why kids feel uncomfortable sometimes, why they might worry or wonder why things have changed.
That's right, Mr. Poe. After watching this video, you'll know that you're not alone if you feel like these kids did when their moms and dads went away. As you see and hear what these families face, you might want to share your story with those watching the video with you. Above all, sit back, relax, and enjoy Mr. Poe's friends as they talk about getting back together as a family after being apart. Mr. Poe, carry on.
Alrighty then. I'm Mr. Poe, but you know that already, don't you? Do you have a mom or dad who's gone away for a long time or is about to go away? Well, these families are waiting for their mom or dad or brother or sister to get back home today after a very long deployment. It's been hard to wait so long for them to come back, but they've made it. After being apart for so long, some of them wonder if they'll even recognize their dad or mom, or if their parent will recognize them. Other kids wonder if their mom or dad will be different in any way than they were before they left home. You see Billy here? He's remembering the day that his dad left home a long time ago. He's worrying that his dad won't recognize him now.
Okay, well, it's time for me to say goodbye. Be a good boy, Billy. Help Mom around the house. You know she'll need extra help after your little baby brother is born.
Dad, I'm really gonna miss you. I'm gonna miss you so much.
I'm gonna miss you too, Billy. Now give me a hug.
Hiya, Billy. What you doing?
Oh, hi, Mr. Poe. I was just thinking about my dad. He's been gone, living on a rock.
Living on a rock? Don't you mean Iraq?
Iraq?
Yes. Iraq is the place where your dad went to help people. There are lots of moms and dads in all sorts of places around the world helping people live better lives. I'll bet you're excited to have him come home today.
Well, yeah, I am, but...
But what? What's the matter, Billy? Is something bothering you?
Well, you see, I was hoping that Dad still knows me when he gets here, and he's been gone such a long time, I'm afraid that he might not remember what I look like. And, well, I wanted to be sure that he remembered me, so I wore the same shirt today that I wore the day he left, hoping that, well, that he will remember me when he gets off the plane, you know?
Hey, Billy, your dad's going to remember you. He's your father.
Yeah, I know, but maybe he's changed and won't remember me.
Billy, I know he's been gone almost a year now, and that seems like an awfully long time. But when you love someone a lot, like your dad loves you, well, he'll remember you. I'll bet there hasn't been a day that he didn't think about you since he left.
Yeah, I know, but, well, I guess I don't know.
Billy, everyone changes. That's a part of life. Look at all the things that you're doing now that you didn't used to do, like playing soccer, going to Sunday school, and riding your bike. But you still remember and love your dad a whole lot, right? Maybe even more now than you did before he went away?
Yeah, I do, but what about Dad? I'm not worried about me. Dad is the one who's been gone. Maybe he's changed. What if he doesn't like the grown-up me, how I've changed? And what if he doesn't like me playing soccer?
Hey, it's okay to wonder about these things. The main thing is that although you've changed, and your dad may have changed some, everyone stays the same in a lot of ways, too.
Oh, I see now. And it's the same for my dad.
Yes, Billy, just the same. Your dad will have changed, there's no question. He may be thinner or fatter, have a tan or bigger muscles. He's talked to new people and learned new things just like you. In many ways, he'll be just the same, though. Look at you. You eat the same food now and do some of the same things as you did before your dad left, right?
Yeah.
Well, when your dad is here again, you'll still go to the same school and take the garbage out the same old way. But deep down inside, Billy, in your heart, where it really counts, you're both still the same when it comes to loving each other. That hasn't changed. You just wait and see.
Okay. Thanks, Mr. Poe. Thanks a lot.
Billy, can you come over here and help me with your brother?
Okay, Mom. Gotta go.
No problem, Billy.
Hi, Susan. Hi, Frankie. How's it going? Waiting for John?
Yeah, we are.
Billy, would you hand me a diaper, please?
Sure, Mom. Here you go.
Kathy, can I ask you something?
Sure. What's up?
Before John left the house, he was doing long hours at work, getting ready to go. We didn't see him much, did we?
No, Mom, we didn't. It was like he was already gone before he even left. He was so busy.
I know what you mean. It was like that for me and my husband, too. Wasn't it, Billy?
Sure was, Mom.
Whoops! Hold on there, kiddo. All right. Well, you know, they had training to do and they had to get their stuff ready to go. It stressed us all out. Billy, could you hand me a bottle, please?
Here you go, Mom.
I know you're right. I just wish we wouldn't have argued so much before he left. We had so little time to be together in the end.
I know what you mean, Mom. Remember that night I asked Dad for help with my homework? Dad, can you help me with my math problems tonight?
No, Frankie, I've got to get my stuff ready for deployment.
But you promised. It'll only take a little while.
I said no, not tonight. Can't you see I'm busy?
Fine, I don't want your help anyway. He started complaining and saying he didn't have enough time. I got mad and went to my room. I wish I wouldn't have done that.
I'm sure your dad is sorry he reacted that way, too.
Yeah, Mom.
When people know that they're going to be away from each other for a long time, they sometimes start arguing and fighting over silly little things because they're sad and they don't want to leave. It's almost like it's easier to go away from each other mad rather than sad. Then we wish we'd said we were sorry before they left. That's not unusual at all. Don't blame yourself, Frankie.
That's good advice. You know, things got so confusing after your dad left, I couldn't even remember how to start the car. I wondered if I was going crazy.
And I couldn't get my homework done at all. But then Dad called and helped explain my math problems over the phone, and I could do them all by myself.
That's great, honey. I forgot about that. For me, the problem was there were so many things to do, being both Mom and Dad. At first, it was just too much. I felt sad and alone. I couldn't sleep.
When I got stressed out, I took a walk, listened to music, or read a book. It helped to just cry sometimes, too. I'm sure glad I had you guys in the support group to call on when I was feeling bad.
When I missed Dad and felt like crying, I called Grandma. She was so good at helping me see that things weren't so bad and that everything would be okay.
Kids, almost everyone acts very different just before they leave for a deployment. Some people start yelling, others cry a lot. Some get mad and some get very quiet. Everyone's different.
So do people go back to the way they were, Mr. Poe?
Well, some do and some don't. It all depends. One thing's for sure. It's fun to get back together again and find out. We just need to be patient and wait and see. It's good to talk about these things, about how we acted before our family members left and how it feels while they're gone. Talk about it with your family members who are at home with you now. You might also want to think about talking to a teacher, a doctor, a school counselor, or just a good friend, someone you trust. And don't forget, you can always talk to your deployed family member by email. And what did you do to stay in touch, Mr. Smarty Pants?
I drew pictures of me and my dad, doing things together before he left. After he left, I sent pictures of things I want to do with him when he gets home. Want to see one?
Sure.
I brought it with me to give to him when he gets here, to remind him I was thinking about him all the time. We also made a video before he left. It was fun. We taped ourselves talking about all the things we like to do together, gave each other hugs, and made plans for all the things that we were going to do when he got back home. I must have watched it 100 times.
Those are great ways to stay in touch. And did you send him any emails?
I sure did. Lots of them. I even helped my little sister draw a picture and sent it by email too. We talked about what she wrote and how she felt about Dad being gone for so long. It was good for both of us because we were able to share things that were bothering us that way. But I gotta go now. That just gave me another cool idea for a picture to draw for my dad before he gets here. Bye. Oh, sorry I made fun of you, Mr. Poe.
That's okay. Artists.
Mr. Poe?
Yes?
My mom, brother, sister, and I went to the community center and talked to Dad a couple of times, live, on TV. It was so cool to see him, almost like in person. He told us all about the weather where he was, the new kind of food he was eating, and how he got a chance to swim in a big swimming pool.
Wow. Did he tell you what he was doing over there?
Well, not exactly. He said he was helping people a lot, but he couldn't tell us too much. I think it was kind of a secret. But he did tell us he was glad to be there, and what he was doing made him feel good. He said he couldn't wait to come home and tell us all about it.
Did you ever feel sad or scared?
One time I was. I told my teacher I saw pictures of the war on TV and felt scared. She said,
"Don't be scared."
but I was. I couldn't help it. He was where people were fighting. Then she said,
I guess you're right. It is kind of scary, isn't it? But we should be brave. Maybe we should just let Mom watch the news from now on.
She also told me to look at a picture of my dad each night and hold the football we're going to throw around once he gets back, that it would help me feel better. And it did. It helped me to say my prayers, too, to remind God to watch over my dad when he was halfway around the world.
That's great, Tommy. Thanks for telling us about that.
Mr. Poe, please report to security. Mr. Poe, please report to security.
Oops, gotta go. I must have left my camera at the check-in counter. I'd forget my head if it wasn't drawn on straight.
Talk about being forgetful. I'll be so glad when this deployment is over and things go back to normal at my house. At first, just after Mom left, my dad was so nervous, he was buying all kinds of weird foods we didn't even eat. He complained about how much everything costs, too, because he'd never had to buy stuff before. But then he settled down. Now, just before Mom is coming home, he's running all over the house cleaning like a crazy man. I don't know where he even gets all this energy. I said, Dad, Mom will be so glad to be home she won't even notice if the house is clean.
I know. I think my dad cleaned the bathroom 4 times, and it wasn't even dirty. I guess people get pretty nervous and have to do what makes them feel like they're ready to be back together again. All I know is, I only cleaned my room once.
That's what I'm talking about. But, you know what? Our dads have been pretty awesome. Remember that time when they let us dress up in cool clothes and try on some makeup?
Yeah, I guess you're right. They've had it pretty rough with their moms gone. They found out how hard it is to be a mom and a dad at the same time. Let's go find them and give them a surprise hug.
Okay, good idea.
Yep, it was my camera. Say cheese. Seeing spots?
Mr. Poe,
Yes, Lisa?
when my big brother went away, he went to do another soldier's job so that that soldier could go to fight in the war. I'm glad he's helping them out, but I felt sad, and I've missed him. Mr. Poe, I was wondering if maybe it was something I did that made him want to go away. I wonder if maybe he went away because I read his comic books without asking, after he told me not to. But I did, and then he left. Do you think that could be why he's been gone so long?
No, Lisa. I'm sure that's not it at all. He went away to do his job for the military. It's not because of something you did. He's serving his country by filling in for someone else's job because he's in the reserves. I'm sure he still loves you and misses you very much. I'll bet it's been a big help to him that you've been brave and strong while he's been gone and helped keep his room neat and ready for him when he gets home.
Do you think so?
Yes, I do. Your brother might have been upset back then about the comic books, but everything will be okay when he gets back, and so will you.
Oh, that's great. But just in case, I bought him 2 new comics to read right when he gets back. Thanks, Mr. Poe.
You're welcome. Hey, guys, I need to take a break. Oh, you two? You might want to stop the DVD and talk amongst yourselves or stretch for a few minutes, and I'll be right back. I need to use the little critter's room. Okay, everybody ready? One of the most common areas for family confusion is about who was in charge before Mom or Dad left and who will be in charge after Mom or Dad leaves, when the other parent has to step in and be both Mom and Dad, in charge of the whole family. Sometimes an older brother or sister is asked to help out and be in charge of the kids, or Grandma and Grandpa are asked to be in charge. And what happens when Dad or Mom comes back? It's good to think about what should be the same and what will be different. You see the Nelson boys over there? They had a discussion about this very thing just last night.
Boys, come and eat your supper.
Aw, man.
Now, we need to get our chores done and get to bed early tonight to be ready for your dad coming home tomorrow. Now, when your dad gets home, we'll take turns hugging him, okay?
Yeah, sure.
Me first! Me first!
Yes, you can be first, Sammy. Now, Paul, if your dad asks you to carry his stuff, do it without a fuss, okay?
No fuss! No fuss!
Okay.
Paul, what's wrong? You should be happy at your dad's coming home tomorrow.
I am. It's just that...
That what?
Well, with Dad being gone, you asked me to watch after Sammy, and I did. You let me be in charge of locking up the house when we went out, and I even got to pay for the food at Anthony's Pizza. I suppose with Dad coming back, I'll be treated like a kid again.
You've been such a great help to me taking care of things. I'm sorry you had to take charge of Sammy so many times when we couldn't get a sitter. But you'll be able to spend more time with your friends again now. With both Dad and me here to do our jobs again, you can go back to being the young man that you are and do the things that you haven't been able to do for a while.
Well, I did kind of miss out on a few things with my friends, to be able to help out at home, but that's okay. I wanted to do it. It will be great to be able to do stuff with them again, but could I still pay for things sometimes? And maybe lock up when we go out?
Sure. In fact, when your dad gets back and sees how much you've grown up, I think we'll have to have a talk about starting an allowance and getting you your own house key. How about that?
Cool. I won't miss having to pick up after him anymore, that's for sure.
Oh, and Paul?
Yes, ma'am?
You remember how Dad always got after you to take the garbage out?
Uh-huh.
I'll be glad to let him have that job back again starting tomorrow. What do you say?
Okay, it's a deal.
No, dear, me first.
Sometimes kids go to stay at a relative's house during deployment, especially when their military parent is a single parent. Jameson has been staying with his grandmother while his mom was gone.
Jamie, I have been so proud of you. You've been such a good boy staying with Grandma while Mommy was away. Are you excited about her coming home tomorrow?
Yes, Grandma.
That's wonderful. Me too. Do you remember how you slept in Grammy's bed sometimes, and I'd read stories?
Yes, Grandma. That happened lots of times.
Yes. Yes, it did. Well, after tomorrow, you'll be going home again, and you'll need to start sleeping in your own bed. Do you understand?
Yes, Grammy. But will I still be able to come over and sleep over at your house sometime still?
Yes, honey, you sure will. And we'll make cookies again and laugh and play games together just like old times, okay?
Yes, Grammy. I love you.
I love you too, sweetie.
So you see, every family situation is different. Don't let who's in charge become a problem. Talk about it and decide before the deployment who will be in charge of what and whom. And now that everyone is older and your parent is back home again, if it should go back to the old way or not. If you need time to talk about this, now would be a good time to stop the video again. Ready already? Okay. Getting back together with Mom or Dad after they've been gone is very exciting. But remember, if you've been apart for a long time, you'll be used to not being together, so don't rush it. You need to be okay with letting everyone in the family have as much alone time as they need, especially at first. Let's see how Sally and Laura are planning to spend time with their returning moms.
My dad said that Mom will be home every day, all day when she gets back. We'll be together this weekend, but then she'll go back to doing half days for a week, I think. I guess she needs to put things away that she took with her and fill out paperwork and stuff. That way she'll be only home for half days at first, giving us time to get used to being all together again. After a while, we'll take a vacation. Then things will begin to feel normal again, after a month or so maybe.
Sweet! Like that's what we're doing too! My dad went to my school to make sure it was okay for me to even take a vacation. He wanted to be sure I'd have my homework, which will be sort of okay, I guess. It'll be kind of fun to do my homework, even on vacation, because, my mom will be there to help me with it again.
I never thought about it that way. I guess I'd better ask my dad about getting my homework, too. Oh, by the way, remember our parents haven't seen each other for a long time? If you see them get all googly-eyed and kissy-kissy, leave them alone for a while, okay? They're gonna need time with just themselves.
Okay, good advice. Laters.
Remember Paul and Sammy? Their mom is talking with them about how to be patient with their dad to give him time to adjust to being back home with them again.
Who remembers what Dad said he wants to do when he gets back home?
He said he wants to sleep all day and play all night, right?
Well, not exactly. But remember, he isn't used to being around you kids all day like I am. He'll need a break. Now, how long should you plan on playing with Daddy the first day he's back?
2 minutes.
Well, it can be a little longer than that, Sammy. We've been able to play games for an hour sometimes. Right, Paul?
Uh-huh.
Well, now, when Daddy is home, we'll want to do things with him, too. But he may not be able to pay attention for a long time at first, like he used to.
Daddy can help me do potty.
Well, yes. I'm sure he'll appreciate and want to do that. But what else will he want to do?
He'll want to help me with my homework. And you with your housework.
Okay, well, doing housework might be asking a bit too much, but Dad will find out we were able to fix the leaking faucet all by ourselves and get the car fixed. How do you think that will make him feel?
Like maybe we don't need a plumber?
Well, he may feel like he's not needed as much at home anymore, or like he doesn't fit in like he used to.
That's silly. I need him just as much as ever.
I need him to help me do potty.
Well, you make sure you tell him that. Okay, Sammy? Daddy is going to be so surprised at how big you are. We'll be sure to show him the scrapbook we made for him while he was gone, so he can catch up.
Great!
I've been taking care of you kids all along. Even though Mommy has learned to do new things, let's let Dad take charge and do some of those things again when he gets back, okay? Your dad will remember how things were before he left, but with him gone, we changed a few things, didn't we? Some of those changes are good and better than before, and we'll want to stick with them.
Oh yeah, like how we clear the kitchen table and put the dishes in the dishwasher after eating.
Yes, Paul, that's a good example. Dad will need time to learn the new way of doing things, just like we did when we made them up. Let's be patient with him, okay? But some of the things I've learned to do, I'm going to keep doing.
Like paying all the bills on time, right, Mom?
Well, yes, that may be one thing, yes. Say, you really have been paying attention, haven't you? And let's remember, his work still needs him when he gets back, so we'll have to share him with them, too.
Daddy's gotta help me play and color and...
We already know. Go potty!
Is it true what they say? That things will be great for a while, and then we'll start getting on each other's nerves?
Yes. It's called the honeymoon period.
Honeymoon period? Are you like getting married again, Dad?
No, Sally. It just means that Mom and I will be so happy to be back together. Things will be just wonderful for a while, but then we might start getting on each other's nerves. It's normal for that to happen.
I don't want that to happen, Dad. How can we stop that?
Well, we can start off by being very patient with each other and saying we're sorry when we do something that bugs someone else. We can also remind each other that it's okay if one of us needs a little time alone by ourselves. Do you think we can do that?
Sure, Dad.
I'm sure we could also speak to our unit leader, Sergeant Drew, the chaplain, or the doctor, if we start losing our tempers and begin shouting at each other for some reason.
That's right.
I can't imagine I'm going to start shouting at Mom.
Well, I can't either. But let's make sure we keep talking to each other. We don't exactly know what Mom's been through. She may have seen some things that, well, when she remembers them, will make her feel angry or sad or just blah. We'll need to watch for that and give her some time to adjust.
We need to, give ourselves time to adjust too, don't we, Dad?
You know, I think things are going to be just fine for us with a thoughtful girl like you around.
Oh.
Kids, some parents have trouble getting used to being back home. They might have trouble going to sleep at night, or only eat a little food, or even have nightmares. They might be remembering something from when they were gone that's bothering them. You can be a big help to them just by putting your arm around them and asking them if they're okay.
That's right, Mr. Poe.
Your teacher, pastor, or a friend's parent might be a good person to talk to if Mom or Dad doesn't seem very happy after a while. And if you're not feeling very happy yourself, you should talk to someone you trust to help you out, like your best friend. The important thing is, don't keep sad or angry feelings inside. Let them out by talking to someone about them.
Flight 112 has just landed. Those waiting to greet the great Americans returning to the States, please go to baggage area 5.
I can't wait to, see what Mom has brought me.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what she brought me either.
I can't wait to get home and show Dad how big I am and my new tricks on my bike.
I'm going to show Daddy how I can dress all by myself.
Jameson, wait till Mommy sees how much you've grown.
I've got some pictures to show you, Dad.
Hey, Dad, I can do my math almost as good as you now.
Hey, it's my big brother. Hey, Stuart, I got you some new comic books. Look, Mr. Poe, there's my dad.
Yes, there he is, and I do believe...
Dad!
that he sees you too.
Dad, I missed you.
I missed you too. You've gotten so big. Looks like you need a new shirt.
Well, Billy's dad didn't forget him. Isn't that great? If your dad or mom is going away soon, remember some of the things kids did in this video to stay in touch. If your parent has already been gone and is coming home, remember that you'll do some things the same as before, and some things will be different, like getting Billy a new shirt. The main thing is, give yourselves time to get to know each other again. Don't rush it. What works for one family may not work for another. Plan time, especially on busy days, whether at home or on vacation, to talk about things that have changed and whether you'd like to go back to the old ways or keep it new. Make a list of things you'll want to talk about, and include every family member in your talks, even the little ones like Sammy here. Now stay safe, be positive, and have fun. Bye-bye.